Hello everyone! Welcome once again to Brandao Collection. Today we're going to take a look at my personal top 10 favorite autographed pieces from my Mandalorian collection. So stick around here and we'll take a look at these exciting items. So jumping right into things today, I thought it would be exciting to spend a little time and do a video on the top 10 favorite items I have in my autograph collection, and we separate it based on different focuses. And I thought it'd be fun to start specifically with the Mandalorian TV show, the Star Wars show on Disney+. So that way we can look at some of those pieces in our collection, talk a little bit about them, and just put them in a regular top 10 list. Now, it was difficult for me to put this list together since I do have other pieces that didn't make the list. They were almost there, but these are going to be my top 10 as it stands in my collection right now as of the recording of this video. We do have more things coming in the future, so it may change from there. So one of those things there is if you are new to our channel, or if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that bell notification to be notified when we post new videos. We're going to post more things like this, and we have a lot of other great content already here on the channel and some wonderful things planned for you for the remainder of this year and beyond. So jumping right into our top 10 list, and of course starting with number 10, we're going to start with a simple piece here, but of course one of the main characters or actors of the show so far, the main baddie himself, Moff Gideon, played fantastically, as he always does with villains, by Giancarlo Esposito. Now moving on to number 9. Number 9 is going to be a piece I got recently, right at the end of last year, beginning of this year, and that is going to be this piece right here of Matthew Wood as Bib Fortuna from the end of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, that lead-in into the Book of Boba Fett. So we see a little bit of this in flashback in Book of Boba Fett as well, and this is actually a return of Matthew Wood playing Bib Fortuna. He did play him as a younger version in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, when he's next to Jabba the Hutt at the pod race, and it was great to see him back around. Now, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know that Matthew Wood is also the voice of General Grievous. He's the voice of some of the battle droids from the Clone Wars. He's done a ton of things when it comes to Lucasfilm. He also works behind the scenes. He's one of the main sound guys for Lucasfilm, other than these acting gigs that he does. So he is very entrenched in all things Star Wars all around. Moving on to number 8. Number 8 is the first of our multi-sign pieces that we have here on the list, and that is going to be another piece from Star Wars Autograph Universe, and that is going to be this piece signed by both Gina Carano and Pedro Pascal. Just a great shot from Season 1 of The Mandalorian. You got Baby Yoda there in the back as well, but just a great shot. You have her listed with her character name, Cara Dune, next to Gina Carano, and you have Pedro Pascal, big and bold right there above Mando himself. Now, speaking of Baby Yoda, moving on to number 7. Number 7 is actually the first piece that I've ever purchased from SWAU. The first thing that I ever purchased from them, and I still have it here, and that is going to be this child multi-signed piece, or Grogu, as he is known now. And this is signed by some of the behind-the-scenes workers who brought Grogu, or Baby Yoda, to life. That includes David Acord, Tony McVeigh, Doug Chang, who is the head of development of conceptual development at Lucasfilm, and he's of course been there in a major part of the prequels and movies from there. And we also have Christian Alsman on there as well, one of the main concept designers for The Mandalorian, even up to today. So they signed this piece here, as they were very integral in the design and the final product of what we see today in the TV show when it comes to Grogu, or Baby Yoda. Now, moving on to number 6 is a character who's been around in Star Wars for a long time now, but made her live action debut in the Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and that is going to be here Rosario Dawson playing Ahsoka Tano. Now, of course, Ashley Eckstein played Ahsoka in all of the animated series, such as Clone Wars and Rebels and all the other animated appearances of Ahsoka, but we have Rosario Dawson here as Ahsoka in the live-action form, both in Mandalorian, and a little bit of an appearance in Book of Boba Fett as well. So I love this shot of her first appearance when she's fighting the Magistrate's men in the forest in that episode that Dave Filoni directed in Season 2. Next one we have here, number 5, is going to be another multi-piece, and this is Ming-Na Wen and Gina Carano here side by side from Season 2 of The Mandalorian. I love this piece. I grabbed this one from the SWAU inventory sale about a year ago, and it was just one I had to grab in there. Of course, Ming-Na Wen as Fennec Shand, Gina Carano as Cara Dune, and however you may feel about all that type of stuff that goes on behind the scenes with the actors, it's still great to have these characters represented in the autograph collection, and I love this shot. I just like the way that it looks. It's very clear and one of a good scene in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Now, moving on to number 4. We're getting closer and closer here. Number 4 is another appearance, first-time live-action appearance of someone who was big in the cartoons and now made their live-action appearance in The Mandalorian, and that is Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan. When she showed up in that episode in Season 2, I was ecstatic. I was amazed. I was so happy to see her show up in live action. And the wonderful thing about this is that the same actress who played her in the cartoons is the same person who's playing her in live action. So it's great to see that come full circle and Katie Sackhoff being able to take a character she's been playing for many years and actually put it into live action as well. So it's great to have this shot here inscribed with her character name. Now moving into our number 3. So now we're in the top 3 Mandalorian autograph pieces here in my collection. If you haven't already, subscribe to this video. Hit that bell notification. Like it. Do all those things. You've stuck around this long. Why not? So let's jump right into those top 3. We got some exciting things here. Number 3 is going to be the man himself from Season 1 and a great piece and someone from Hollywood history in general, and that is going to be Werner Herzog playing the Client. And we got a wonderful quote from him as well right here. Bounty hunting is a complicated profession. I love that he took the time to write that out. Of course, I did order it that way, but it's great. You can actually see that he took that time to write it out. He has a wonderful signature, and it's great to have this not only from a memorable scene in pretty much all the Star Wars at this point, but also to have this signed by someone as big of a person within the world of the entertainment industry as Werner Herzog. It's great to have this piece in the collection. Now moving on to number 2. Now when we're going between 1 and 2, this is where it got extremely difficult for me on these choices. I have a couple different ones that didn't make this list that were fighting for number 2, but this is the one that won, and this is a multi-piece of all 3 men who play the Mandalorian in both Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, and for the foreseeable future, as I can tell, and that is going to be the voice and face of the Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal. You have the man who's considered the gunslinger, the one who kind of gives Mando his walk, who is able to do the actions with the weapons, and that is going to be Brendan Wayne, the grandson of John Wayne. And then you have the brawler, the one who does really a lot of the hand-to-hand combat scenes and a lot of that type of stuff. That is going to be Lateef Crowder. So those are the 3 men who bring Mandalorian to life on the screen in the show. So whenever you're watching the show, it's going to interchange on which person's in the suit at that time, depending on what's happening, what's going on in that scene. But those are the 3 main men who are part of bringing that character to life. Now that we've gone through all these items, we've gone through 9 items here, and we're at number 1. The number 1 best Mandalorian item, autographed item in my collection as it stands right now. And this one's going to be really hard to beat, and that is going to be this Mandalorian poster image It is actually an 11 by 14 shot of the poster, and it is signed by pretty much every main actor from the first season of The Mandalorian. You have on here Pedro Pascal, Brendan Wayne, Lateef Crowder, Gina Carano, Werner Herzog, Carl Weathers. You have Omid Abti, who played Dr. Pershing. You have a couple other actors on here. You have Julia Jones. You have Giancarlo Esposito, Nick Nolte. If you want to talk about big stars, Nick Nolte, Misty Roses, who played Queel in The Suit, Chris Bartlett, who does a lot of the droid work on the shows, and so forth. So you have all of these wonderful actors, pretty much, like I said, every main character from the first season of the show here on an 11 by 14 image of the season 1 poster. I do have plans to add a few more names to this poster until I say it's 100% complete. We still need Ming-Na Wen on here, and we still need Emily Swallow, who played the Armorer in Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett now. So we need to add those two. They are people who sign regularly, so it shouldn't be too much longer before we add those names to this poster. But even the way it stands right now, I am constantly amazed at the ability to have this in the collection, the fact that it exists here. And once again, as a lot of these pieces that I showed you here, this came courtesy of Star Wars Autograph Universe, the best autograph group in the world when it comes to Star Wars autographs. They're branching into Marvel now too, as you've seen from all these other videos on our page. So they are wonderful when it comes to adding these amazing pieces to your collection, especially if you are a Star Wars collector, whether it be classic Star Wars or even into the newer stuff, all the way up to the Disney Plus shows. So those are my personal top 10 favorite items from my Mandalorian autograph collection. Like I said, there's some pieces that we didn't jump into here that didn't make it that top 10, but we do have some wonderful pieces still coming over the course of this year and into the future. So I'm always excited to see what happens from here. Maybe something will happen with Star Wars Celebration this year. We are going to Star Wars Celebration this May, so you're going to want to stick around here on our channel because we are going to be spending some time showing you all the sights and sounds of Star Wars Celebration in May of 2022. So stick around here and we'll do some great content for you. Once again, if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that bell notification to be notified when we post new videos. Thank you so much for taking some time to watch this video go through our collection. And as always, keep on collecting.